Congressman Hoekstra on this. A lot of people are already saying that this Detroit fellow who was arrested on the Detroit flight should not have been charged in a civilian court and given a lawyer. He should have been designated a military combatant and left in the hands of the military so they could interrogate him.
I would agree with that statement. I mean, I think what the president now needs to do is the president, I think, came out last week, finally said we are at war with Al-Qaeda, recognized that, and I think has a better understanding of the threat and an appreciation for the threat that we face. Not only should we now consistently charge these folks in the military court, but I think the bigger issue, and the senator was talking about that, what signs were missed. But I think the big signs that were missed were the ones that happened and came out of Fort Hood. Out of Fort Hood, we identified Alaki, the American-born radical cleric in Yemen. After Fort Hood, what did we as an intelligence and a military community do to try to find this guy, either arrest him or potentially kill him? Remember, he has the protections of an American citizen. I think that's going to be the big issue as we move forward. How are we going to deal with American citizens who go rogue? The second thing that came out of Yemen was that this was, that the core of Al-Qaeda on the Arabian Peninsula are people that have been released from Gitmo. Yet in December, the president released more individuals from Gitmo. The president's absolutely right. Knowing that he's released, do we have indications that they found their way back onto the battlefield? But it takes a while for them to get there. We shouldn't be sending them back to Gitmo.
Well, they have said now they're not going to send any more, that the last train has left Gitmo for Yemen. But you have people like John McCain and Lindsey Graham saying we should not release people from Gitmo to any country that has an Al-Qaeda presence.
I think that's exactly right. You shouldn't be putting them to Yemen. You shouldn't be putting them into Saudi Arabia. There's talk about this rehab program that they go through in Saudi Arabia. The results have been very, very mixed. You shouldn't be sending them back to Somalia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, because the evidence is clear. These people are released, and a number of them go back onto the battlefield. And again, the clear signal is when these Gitmo detainees find their way back onto the battlefield, they're no longer focused on the conflict in Pakistan, Afghanistan, or Iraq. Just like Alaki, they form the core of people who want to attack the United States. It's a national security, homeland security issue.